down the stretch?
They were saying, this is the most famous one I got. It was like, what do you want to be, a rapper or something? Like, I'm like, hey.
And so here we go again, back with another one. Welcome to the Dark Times channel. And before you get started, make sure you guys go ahead and hit that like button for me. And if you're not new to the channel and you enjoy the content so far on this channel, make sure you go ahead and hit that subscribe button for me as well. And so let's go ahead and get into it. This isn't going to be a particularly long video. And as you all saw in the beginning of this video, newly signed offensive lineman Jordan Seaton. So it exposed how some of these schools were negatively recruiting him.
Negatively recruiting against Deion Sanders on Sanders. What was said to you during that, especially down the stretch?
They were saying, this is the most famous one I got. It was like, what do you want to be, a rapper or something? Like, I'm like, hey, I get what you're saying, but bro, it was a lot of negative recruiting about him. I feel like some people don't understand that he's only been there for about what, like, has it been a year yet?
Yeah, like a year.
It's been a year. Like, the turnaround that program had from 1-11 to what, they went 5-6, 5-6, like 4-8, yeah. To that, it's like cool. Like, you see it, like, for example, like Coach Napier and them staff. How long they been there?
This is their
Second year. Same thing. Like, you got to take some time. Like, Alabama was at Bama in 6 months. It takes time, like, you know, like, just give it like a year, another year, maybe 2 years, and that's going to be a real program that everybody's going to want to go to.
And so this goes to show you exactly what time it was when it comes to Deion Sanders and how some of these coaches were out here attempting to try to steal players by any means necessary. And when you can get a player like Jordan Seaton, it makes college recruiting a lot easier. When you got a guy like that on the interior, when you got a player like that, it makes recruiting a lot easier. At a lot of different levels, at the running back level, at the receiver level, and at the quarterback level. You're talking about a generational talent when it comes to the left tackle position. And so it's interesting to me, and I don't even say interesting, you almost expect it at this point that a college coach would ask a potential player of their organization if he wanted to be a rapper because he wanted to be coached by a black person, a player who looks like him. Now, if you're an individual that doesn't know what time it is, a statement like this will genuinely confuse you because you'll think to yourself, Coach Prime, you know, he's the famous football player. He's a legendary Hall of Fame football player. Why would another coach ask him something like that? Like I said, if you're a person that's confused about simple realities in this world, then a statement like that will confuse you. But Jordan Seaton doesn't seem like he's confused at all. He's an individual that comes across like he knows what time it is. He's an individual that comes across like he's had some good home training.
For the next 3 to 4 years. Uh-oh.
Wait a minute.
The University of Colorado.
I told y'all. He's a buffalo.
Yeah, man, and if you ain't rocking with us and you say you're a dog, and you claim you're a dog, why you not coming to Colorado?
There you go.
Why you not helping somebody who look like you?
He's an individual that comes across like he gets the bigger picture. He understands the broader picture and the broader realities of what's going on within college football. And this is just another prime example. No matter where you are, no matter what you have accomplished, you're still just another you know what. Because you're talking about a Hall of Fame football player, a Hall of Fame athlete, one of the best to ever do it. Somebody that went to a Jackson State, an HBCU, and turned that program around. And they have the audacity and the nerve to ask one of his recruits if he wants to be a rapper because he wants to go and play for a legendary Hall of Fame black football player. That just speaks to the level of respect that they have for Deion Sanders, or the lack of respect that they have for Deion Sanders, and anybody that looks like him, and anybody that decides to step out and do it his own way. And is not going to say, yes, sir, boss. Is going to speak how he speaks, unapologetic. That's a problem. That's the real issue. Like I've always said on this channel, that's the real issue when it comes to Deion Sanders. It's not even just that he's a black head coach. It's not even that he's a legendary football player. It's the fact that he speaks unapologetic. They call it arrogance because in this particular system that we live in, if you're a so-called black man, you're not allowed to be a man. You can be two things. You can be a boy and you can be treated like a boy,
comes on, and Bill Cosby was on there talking about his new show, You Bet Your Life. You remember the little talk show he was doing a year or so ago. And Larry King reached across the table and rubbed Bill Cosby on his head. And it infuriated me. And Bill Cosby just kind of laughed and kind of did all like this. And I said, how many white men been on his show that he got so tickled or he was so amused that he felt the urge to reach over and rub him on the top of his head?
Or you can be sissified. That's the only two ways that they're comfortable with dealing with the so-called black man. Either that's true or it's not true. Y'all go ahead and let me know how y'all feel about that in the comments section. And I know a lot of y'all can speak to that. If you worked in corporate America, hell, if you worked in any part of America, you know what time it is. If you decide to stand up for yourself, if you decide to speak unapologetic, you know the difference. You can tell who's getting the promotions. You can tell who they're letting go. You can tell who they're keeping on your job. And so sports is no different. Sports is a microcosm of how society works. You got two options. You can be a boy or you can be sissified if you want to move up. And Deion is neither. He's choosing to be a man and do it his way. And that's the real issue. But go ahead and drop a comment in the comment section. Let me know how y'all feel on this one. And as usual, peace and chaos.